bad. This place has been kicked, it's been battered, it's been bruised, and I can sit
Tonight,
up and give
it's
you
not
coach
just
speak all
about
day long.
football.
Knock us down. We're going to get up.
All
On the way
winter.
up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up, and then it's going to...
Be the Detroit Lions. Be
And
the
the
Detroit
Pistons.
Lions. Stop playing with us.
Y'all give me a chance to showcase what I can do
It's
when they
still
try to
about the
bury me.
Lions, right,
They can't
Scott?
bury what come from the dirt.
Here. Motor City Ball.
They brought first down. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Jared Goff.
Like Kroger brand water.
Troy, stand up. You waited for this. The Lions won again, bitch. You know the Lions won again.
What up, go Lions? And tonight we're saying, what up, go Pistons? Detroit basketball is back, baby. Got our first win in Little Caesars Arena history. I think the first playoff win at Little Caesars Arena for a major Detroit sports team.
Yeah,
We-
that was the first. We beat the Pistons beat the Wings.
Yeah, baby.
The Pistons took 2 games in MSG last year. We didn't win
Yes.
one of those.
Yep.
We didn't win any of those home games. Wow.
Yep.
Yo, how you guys doing, Hesser? Host Hesser, Scotty. Welcome to episode 4. How you doing and how you feeling about the first Detroit Pistons playoff win?
Let's go, boys. Good to see you. I know we had a little bit of a schedule hiatus as planned to line this up with a big couple of days here with the NFL draft. But yes, let's give our Pistons some love. Big dub, needed it. Little sketchy game 1, bounce back, big third quarter. We needed it. That was huge.
Yeah. Go Stones. I'll be fully honest. I was more focused on the Tigers regular season game in April.
Was the Brewers?
I had more eyes on Brewers. I probably watched about 4 or 5 innings of that one and a handful of minutes of the Pistons. So
What happened? What are the Tigers doing?
we got a torque bomb, his first of the
Nice.
season.
Nice.
McGonigal, Magoo goes off the wall for an RBI double. Javi hustles home from first. Got a little sketchy in the 9th. Kenley Jansen loaded the bases, but we got out of it. So Tigers are just kind of, we're right around 500, but obviously, the Pistons playoff game. Again, I didn't watch much of it, but it's great to see them win. Game one was tough. That was it kind of sunk my sails a little bit there.
Tim, you're the Pistons man. What are your takes?
I'm a big Pistons man. I love the Pistons, but I want to shout out Scotty for watching an April regular season interleague game. That's ball nowhere activity, bro. Nice.
I have to, man. It's just
yeah. And I'm in Wisconsin.
Stay true to myself.
I'm in Wisconsin, and the Brewers fans were talking crap to me today, and I did not like that. And
Wow.
so I really needed this Pistons win tonight, bro, because sometimes it can be kind of sketchy being a Motor City ball knower around here, right? But I will say, Jalen Duren, we respect our ball players, but where were you Sunday? That was disappointing. Cade was by his damn self trying to make things happen, and he made the Magic look like all-stars, bro. They kicked our butt backwards and forwards. And tonight, you got the defensive intensity that the Magic brought in game 1 to us. Dude, Oscar Thompson's making them look silly. Isaiah Stewart is packing shots. Like, Wendell Carter should not be beasting Beef Stew and Jalen Duren. And tonight they proved that. I was worried. I thought if we lose tonight, we're done. We're done.
Yeah, you
Go
can't-
off. Go
can't
off.
get on
Tim.
0-2.
Season for what? Go home. Go home, boys. Try again next year. After tonight, we showed we can be a 1-seed team.
Yep.
Give me anybody in the East. Give me anybody in the East if we hustle and play hard.
Yeah.
I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. I will say my prediction was Eastern Conference Finals appearance.
That's good. Hey,
All right.
that's progress. That's a step
That
in the
was
right
my-
direction.
That was my prediction and my hope. But
It's a big step.
thank you
Let's
guys
get
for
there.
giving me a little Motor City basketball moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The team of the
I
hour.
mean, I will say it's not. And again, I haven't been watching a ton of the NBA playoffs, but you just do a little scoreboard watching. The Spurs lost at home, the Celtics
Yep.
lost at home. Those series are split, so it's
Knicks
not like
and
we're the only
Hawks,
team.
dude. I think
Yeah,
the
the Knicks.
yeah.
So it's not like we're the only team that dropped a game at home for opening. As long as you don't lose 2, you gotta make sure you get out with a split. You can't go down 0-2.
It's going to be a tough series,
Can't go
man.
down
Could
0-2.
go
It
6 or 7 easy. Yeah.
looks like it could. It looks like it could. So
But
let's
it's draft week.
it's
draft week.
Before we get into it, I want to say one thing and just lead off the show. For all of you loyal fans, viewers, hit the subscribe button if you can.
Yeah.
We need those numbers up. So I want to give a little shameless plug here. Hit the subscribe button if you're listening to this right now. Take an extra 5 seconds if you could do that. That's big for us. We're trying to grow this thing, and we want it to be full steady ship going for once the season starts in September. So but we're really excited about the draft tonight. Really excited.
Thank you for saying that, Scotty, because part of my producer Tim duties are administrative duties, and I got so pumped seeing those likes and comments. In fact, I'm in law school. I was just like in class responding to all your comments because they really made my day and helped me avoid having to focus in class. So I could really use that some more. I could really use some more engagement because the Motor City Ballknower family, you guys keep me going. So,
well, this should hopefully be a big episode. I think the NFL draft is something that all fans look forward to, whether it's the ball knowing fan or the casual fan. The NFL draft is exciting, and I think it's a good time to dive into it. There's no better time. It's literally tomorrow. We got round 1 tomorrow. We got rounds 2 and 3 on Friday, and then we got 4 through 7 on Saturday. And the Lions have 9 picks. 2 of those picks are in the top of 100 as of right now. So the large majority of the 9 picks are outside of the top 100. I think based off history, we would not be surprised if there is some sort of aggressive move up at some point. I think we all would love to maybe see a trade down to get another top 100 pick potentially, but there's only one man who knows what is going to happen, and that's Melvin, Brad Holmes.
Mr. Melvin, our guy. Yeah, I pulled up some stats today. It was a question posed in our group chat, the pair. Shout out Palmieri. He brought this up. He goes, has Holmes ever traded down? Obviously, the most noteworthy one is Jahmyr Gibbs. But out of 15 trades that Melvin Holmes has executed on draft night, 12 of them are trade ups. 3 of them were trade downs. And in the last 2 drafts, it's the ratio 7-0. So that just shows you what he likes to do when he finds someone he likes. He's not necessarily the one who's patient and just lets the board fall to him. And he goes and gets it. And I respect that. I respect that mentality. At the same time, it's sacrificing us a lot of value and a lot of, draft equity, draft capital for some questionable returns at best, I would say.
Yeah, and I think it's been well documented on this show and off air too in conversations. There have been some swings and misses, and there have been some swings and hits, and I think that is the reality of the NFL draft. You, if you're a good GM and you know what you're doing, you're gonna make some good picks, and you're gonna miss on picks as well. And obviously you're hoping to hit more than miss, but I'm with you, Scott. I do like the aggressive mindset. I do like a GM that is willing to go get his guy if he believes in that guy helping the team. And I think the Lions are in a really interesting position. Quick recap of the offseason. I think we both, the 3 of us, we really like a lot of the things that they did in the offseason with some of these depth signings and some of the guys that they brought in. But there are still a couple glaring needs on this roster, most specifically being, I'd say, at tackle and at edge. Edge probably more so than tackle. And you're in a position at 17, if you stay there, to check one of those boxes. Like on paper, you can check the box of picking up a quality edge rusher or picking up a quality offensive tackle in this particular draft that's going to make your team better. Now, we know Brad's philosophy in the draft is best player available. So, knowing that, I want our audience to not be shocked if the pick at 17, if that's where Brad decides to say, don't be shocked if it is a cornerback or a safety, or I have to put it out there, a tight end. There's a really good tight end prospect that could be there, that could be at the top of the Lions board. So I'd say the three positions that I'd be shocked that they take: quarterback, they're not taking in the first round; running back, they're not taking in the first round; receiver, I would be shocked. Everything else, besides kicker and punter, of course, I think is on the table.
Yeah, I agree. Everything's on the table. And I do want to correct you, JD. You said, yeah, I didn't say I like being aggressive and going to get your guy. I said I respect it. I think there's a difference. I don't agree
Fair,
with
fair.
it. Yeah, I respect it. I don't necessarily like it because, again, I think that I brought this up in past episodes. I think the draft is such a crapshoot. There are, studies that, universities have conducted that show there's really not much skill to drafting it. It really is a ton of luck in terms of how you can delineate between a star and a bust it's extremely difficult. They're the best GMs in the world have a very, very still a low hit rate. It's like hitting it's like being a 300 hitter in baseball, right? So that's kind of what I want to equate it to. And there's a longtime GM. He's no longer there with the Baltimore Ravens. I kind of picked up this tidbit from a Daniel Jeremiah podcast. He likes to bring this up. I've heard him say it multiple times throughout this draft season. It's doubles off the wall. Like, you don't need to always go for the home run. You don't need to go for this, all pro Hall of Fame level player. You need to get guys that just come in, produce, they play a role, doubles off the wall.
Yeah.
I really like that. And it's something that resonated with me.
And I think we talked about this last episode too, but you think about where the Lions have hit home runs and they've struck out, and there hasn't really been that, like, the doubles off the wall. Like you said, Scott, that's a really good analogy. And I think when you're looking at building a team, and again, the position that they're in right now, that these constraints, right? We like that word, constraints, are because they're choosing to pay these really good players that they've drafted. And I really do think they're missing these like 3rd to 6th round picks that are just like solid professional football players. Like those are the guys that I think we need to fill out the rest of this roster to get us to that Super Bowl level. So I think we've hit on enough to kind of open it up. Tim, if you can, would love to pull up Dane Brugler's The Beast.
Yeah.
And highlight.
What a publication, man. A 629 page PDF. Just The Beast. It lives up to its name, man. The Beast.
Unbelievable. Shout out Dane Brugler, one of our favorites.
Well, yeah, while you guys were talking, I was researching NFL all-time beasts because Caden Proctor is 359 pounds.
It's a big fella.
He's a big dude, and he can move a bit. And that's definitely a guy that I think we're going to talk about a decent amount this episode. But as Tim's pulling that up, so this list, we want to just highlight some of the guys on this list so that the audience is aware of players that could either potentially be there at 17 or could be guys that if they start to fall, the Lions might be interested in trading up in. So I think for the sake of this exercise, probably starting around 7 or 8 would make sense.
6, 7.
That sounds about right. 6, 7. Yeah.
The one guy that is in the top 5, Caleb Downs. there is some smoke that he could potentially fall. I don't think that's going to happen because I think he's an absolute stud.
It's just
But
prospect. I think it's just prospect fatigue. It's like he's just been up there for the last 3. He's been there since his like true freshman season. They said 2026, he's going to be a top 10 pick. I think at this point, there's just shiny new toys, like other objects that are taking attention. But Downs will go. He's going to go top 12 at the. I think he'll go, no, he doesn't get past
Hard pass, Matt Patricia.
12. Don't let that scare you, Tim. Downs is a beast. But he was the one I just wanted to highlight that's not in this like 8 to 22 range that we're gonna briefly go through here. That again, there's some smoke. You know, safeties typically don't get drafted that high, but I think he is kind of the anomaly. And in a draft like this where there aren't a ton of high-end prospects, he is one that should go in the top 10. But without further ado, Scotty, why don't you take it away? We had let's start at number 8.
Yeah, I'll start. David Bailey there at 7. He's the smoke is that he's going number 2 to the Jets, so we can skip him. If he somehow got to us, that'd be amazing. He's got a great production profile. But yeah, Spencer Fano, arguably the best tackle in this class, out of Utah. He can play right or left. I think it's the versatility is really nice. Good age. It seems like that's something that we're looking at right now. And I kind of want to talk about the Lions and the way they've structured this offseason. They gave Larry Borum a decent amount of money. And they've also, again, as we've discussed, the Giovanni Manu trade from 2 drafts ago, he was looked at as a developmental project tackle, and you traded, meaningful draft capital to move up to go get him. In my opinion, I will never be mad about investing in the O-line ever. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just, especially with a quarterback like Jared Goff, if you're always investing in the O-line, like, I think that's just a sign of a good football team. If your O-line is strong, it just helps everything else function, right? So if you get a guy, and there's other tackles that we're going to get into here, but I just wanted to kind of preface before we go player by player. I think the Lions, we should prioritize other positions because you've given this investment to Larry Borum. He's gone on air. Brad Holmes has gone on air and said he's, we look at him as a right tackle. His best film is at right tackle. It should be Panay moves to left. You give Borum the job at right tackle. If somehow Giovanni Manu can push him for that job and compete, that's great. If not, he's a swing tackle. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? The team probably won't be that good anyway, and you have a higher draft pick, and then that's the first round selection in 2027. So again, just wanted to kind of cover that before we go player by player. And we can move down to Ruben Bain now. JD, I'll let you take it away. He made a big name for himself in the college football playoff in their 4-game run.
Yeah, Bain is arguably outside of the top 2 edge rushers in this draft. Reese and Bailey, he's the next guy, and Bain I think I would love him on the Lions. I do think he would be a guy that you'd probably have to go up and get if you want him. He could drop a bit. He's got short arms, which some teams put more stock in that than others, but he is a powerful dude. Great run in the college football playoff, and he makes plays. He makes plays in big games. Production is there, and he would look really good opposite Hutch, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think there's legit the chances of him getting to 17 are still pretty low. However, if you asked me that 2 weeks ago, I think the chances are much higher now that he could slip. Obviously, there was a report that came out about I think it was a car crash or some sort. Yeah, it was a car collision that someone ended up passing away in. I don't know if that takes him off of certain teams' boards. It was something that apparently most NFL teams were already aware of. But again, the short arms, I think the short arms thing, if you notice it on film that it, limits a player's effectiveness, that's one thing. But if the player is still effective despite the short arms, it's like, okay, like that. I think people overlook or overthink that, and it goes both ways. Where it's like this guy has super long arms, but he just sucks. If he sucks at football, he sucks at football.
I think Hutch doesn't have super long arms.
No, he doesn't. It's just guys. They really fixate on it because there are like statistical models that look at these like athleticism grades and the way that these guys are shaped and I don't know how fast they are, what their arm size is, their height, weight, all those factors. The arm size thing, though, again, if it doesn't show up on film, that it limits him. If he's able to still, get through guys, get around guys, and the arms, I think that they overblow that arm length thing a bit. So Bain's definitely a guy that I would love to see in a Lions uniform. And, even if that did come in the form of a trade up, which I don't think we should do. Again, I think trading down is the play. However, if Ruben Bain ended up as a Detroit Lion coming after tomorrow night, I'm all systems go. I'm fired up.
Dude, imagine being 21 years old and a bunch of 40 and 50-year-old men are just podcasting about your arm length. That's all I can think about. Because I just Google it.
It's the beauty of the NFL draft. It's like you talk about it for 2.5 months, you find all these weird little things.
Yeah. Because that's I type in Ruben Bain, and the first thing that comes is arm length.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So, Carnell Tate, receiver. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on him because again, I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen. But
he'll be gone.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that, Tim?
Would you?
No.
No.
No, he's big body. The Lions made their move for their receiver last year. They traded two future third-round picks that we don't have now in this draft to go get Tesla. You've paid J-Mo, you've paid Amon-Ra. You're just not. Even if Carnell Tate was there, he's a big body. He's a good player. It's just that's not a fit for us right now. I think we should move to Maui Noah. Go to the Hurricane.
Let's talk about these two guys kind of in tandem, Maui Noah and Vanga. So two beasts, two maulers. Maui Noah from Miami. Some injury concern, I believe a herniated disc that's kind of come out late here that I think has probably dropped him a little bit. I think Fano and him were kind of 1-2, coming into this. And the last couple of days, Fano seems to have jumped. But Maui Noah is a really solid tackle. He's another guy who, if he falls and ends up at 17, I'm pretty pumped about that. I don't worry a whole lot about the injury. And then
he played right tackle. He played right tackle too. And as you can see, the little blurb, just the headline there: a durable blocker whose best NFL role may be as a guard rather than a right tackle. So that's something he's interesting to keep in mind too. He's super young. He hasn't turned 21 yet. So I mean, he's a stud. He's a mauler.
He's a stud. And then Vanga. I saw a tweet a little bit ago that he's one of 4 guys in this draft that are being viewed. I think it was Jay Glazier, being viewed as just like a sure thing. Like that most GMs are confident that he is going to have a long, successful NFL career. I have dreams of him lined up next to Panay on that left side. Panay, Vanga, Cade Mays, Tate, and Borum. That's a pretty good O-line right there. I could get really pumped about that, but I don't.
Thick, nasty maulers just make.
I don't think he's there at 17. I think you'd have to get him.
Neither do I. Although I think Daniel Jeremiah's last mock draft, I think had him going like 22 to the Chargers. Which, I mean, man, if he came to 17 and we passed by him, he's a stud, and I think the tackles, the positional. Like the positional value that we look at is like tackles are just more important. So I think these tackles, there's like a list. I think there's like 6 or 7 tackles we can look at as potential first round guys. They're all much like riskier projections. They have a much higher like bust chance than a guy like Vanga Ioane. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Venga is just going to be a dude that comes in and plays for 8 years and is just an absolute stalwart on an offensive line and just keeps things moving, run game, and it's just a solid player. That is a double off the wall, with upside for more. Like I think
maybe a triple, maybe
a triple. You can leg it out, right. But I think I would be ecstatic with Ioane.
I think, dude, him next to Panay would be just so nasty, so nasty on that left side.
We can also gloss over. I'm going to jump down to Mekhi Lemon. He gets a lot of Amon-Ra comps, as you can see in the blurb there. I think the USC connection plus just his play style is that he won the Blitz award. He's a stud.
Weird vibes at the combine. Weird interview at the combine.
He's a total, yeah. He's a total stud though. I think a lot of links to I think the Jets or no the Rams. I know the Rams. I know they're apparently looking for a receiver. So maybe he stays home in LA and
Why?
goes to
Because
the Rams.
Puka went crazy.
Puka's an alcoholic in rehab apparently. So
Really?
I mean, Devontae Adams, you don't think he has? I don't know how many more years of ball he has left, and I think they just again want to kind of.
There's some smoke at there. There's smoke that the Rams are trying to trade out of that 13 slot. There was Peter Schrager, shout out Peter Schrager, who's usually pretty good at these mock drafts. Had the Lions trading up to 13 to take Caden Proctor in his final mock. So I don't want that to happen, but I've seen a few where you got the Rams trading out of 13. And then this next guy, Jermod McCoy, is being linked to the Lions. So I want everyone to just be aware that this could happen. He did miss the entire season with a torn ACL. He probably, if he plays a little bit last year, he's probably CB1. In this draft, he's a really good football player. The hesitation is obviously the fact that we took 2 corners in 2024. We've invested pretty heavily in the defensive backfield this offseason, and he's coming off a torn ACL. So
yeah, we've drafted into enough injury risk and signed guys that have like injury red flags. Marcus Davenport being a great example. Peyton Turner, who we just signed, and we've done this, in my opinion, enough where like you don't have to like just avoid an injury risk. Like football players are all injury risks, but guys that already have a known track record of rehabbing. I mean, the guy missed he tore his ACL early in the process of 2025, didn't play a snap. Again, he was a stud in 2024. Obviously a great cornerback, but we've highlighted in past weeks the way that this front office has invested into the cornerback position, whether it's DJ Reed last year on a multi-year, 3-year deal, his first round pick 24 with Thierry and Arnold, second round pick Ennis Rakestraw. You've
traded for Carlton Davis.
You signed Cam Sutton. You just signed 2 guys, Roger McCreary, Christian Izzian. I'm sorry, cornerback cannot be the pick here. You have, unfortunately, the roster isn't stacked enough where you can just be, all right, we're just going to take whoever the best player is. I'm sorry, there's enough holes at edge, and we can even bring up like linebacker or offensive tackle. I don't see the hole at offensive tackle, but again, I'd rather just invest into the O-line as a long-term play than corner. Like we've given so much to corner. It's like enough already. Like
this draft seems a lot more rich in offensive linemen and even edge candidates, which are needs.
They definitely are.
And there's depth at those positions. I don't know if there's like blue chip guys. That's the problem. And it's like, this is a weird draft where a lot of teams apparently don't even have like more than 15 to 20 like true first round grades on guys. And obviously, as you know, there's 32 first round picks. So guys have to go in the first round. It's a weird draft class. There's not, there's depth, but it's not very top heavy. And you don't have the quarterbacks. You don't have, these stud. I guess that's the thing with these tackles and edge rushers. They all have like their warts. None of them are bona fide blue chip. Like this guy projects as a multi-year Pro Bowl or all pro. There's more question marks, and it's like, really, you got to find the right one. There's going to be guys that obviously produce.
And that's where I just think of Holmes and his the way he does things, and knowing that this draft is like that, I really would not be shocked at all if he trades up in the first round to go to get his guy.
Yeah.
Who that guy is, I have no idea, but I would not be shocked if the Lions did not have a ton of first round grades on guys, and he is more prone to be aggressive than the opposite. So just be prepared. That could happen. Keldrick Falk is interesting. Another guy that I think a lot of folks early on in the process linked the Lions to. He's young and raw. And the thing I think
youngest player in the draft.
Yeah, I think he'll be good. But there was a stat that I didn't love about him, and it was pass rush win rate. And his was by far the lowest of the top 7 to 8 edge rushers in this draft. I think it was around 10%, which is on the lower side. So for a first round pick, he like I said, he's raw. He has flashes of making awesome plays like you see on the screen here. I just don't think if you take him, don't expect him. He's going to get 15 snaps a game through the 1st month of the season. They're going to slow roll him in. And
this is a big
hopefully
name
by
to
the end of the
circle.
season,
Yeah.
he's making plays, but I can't expect that out of him.
This is a big name to circle for you Lions fans out there going into tomorrow night. Keldrick Falk, edge rusher out of Auburn. The reason why you circle his name, because he's got the size and he sets the edge. He's a run defender. He's not a pass rusher. So that's the thing. We know the archetype of edge that Holmes and this team likes to target, and Falk is that type. You go to his production profile, the guy, I think he has 11 career sacks. And you can compare that to guys like Mesidor, Reuben Bain, Cassius Howell. We'll get to some of these guys later down the list. But yeah, I count, if my count there is right, that's 10 sacks. So not a lot of tackle for loss either. I think you put those numbers together. It's less than 20 tackles for loss in a 3-year career. I wouldn't be excited about it. I think it's one of those where, again, you're looking at like, oh, he's big and tall and plays that prototypical like edge setter defense. I'm just sick of targeting that player. Like, go just get a speed rusher that can get after the quarterback. We're going to keep going down the list here and highlight a couple of those types of guys. So,
but we do need a freaking edge.
Yeah, we do. I just think I think Falk is just raw, and he would be like he would not be an instant impact guy. Like you can't expect him to come in and be the starter. Like Wanham will get way more snaps than Falk if that's the pick. So
he's also just not a pass. He's not a pass rusher. Like, he's not a guy that gets at. Has 3 years of track record documented. He doesn't get, and as JD mentioned, the pass rush win rate, it's like super low in comparison to these other potential top first round edge rushing prospects. So
let's talk Sadiq real quick. We teased this. I don't think this will happen, but let's play a hypothetical. The Lions don't extend Sam Laporta, and they're not confident after the injury, which I saw him at Holy Name Mass last Sunday. He looked great.
Wow, that's awesome.
Walking well. Saw
he met with the Pope. He met with the Pope last offseason.
Yeah, he's a good Catholic. Saw
shout out Laporta, man.
Saw Alec Bender as well at Holy Name. Shout out Dave Bender.
Let's go, Alec. Let's go, Dave.
Sadiq. Let's play this hypothetical. Lions don't want to re-sign Laporta. Sadiq is the pick. You have 1 year of 2 very good tight ends. We know. I see you shaking your head, Scotty. I'm just playing a hypothetical. We know Pat Sing likes to utilize tight ends in this new offense. I don't want it to happen. It would not be the craziest pick in the world.
Yeah, he's super good blocker. Definitely the best tight end one in this class, like far and away. But there's actually a bunch of really good mid-round, guys you could get. Even with pick 50, I'd be totally fine taking a tight end there. Again, Laporta's long-term future is in question here, but we have ghost past of Brandon Pettigrew, Eric Ebron, TJ Hawkins. We're not doing this again. So I'm putting an end to this one. We're not doing Kenyon Sadiq. If he's the pick tomorrow night,
would this make you crash out?
Would I rather? The cornerback would make me crash out harder than this, but this is right. This is a close second. Sadiq would be just closely behind drafting a corner.
I'd probably initially be like, what are we doing? And then I could talk myself into it. But
you'd be excited. You can get excited about the offense.
But there's just like, I guess depending on how the board falls, you see, but there's so many. There's at 17 you can
Yeah.
get someone that can be more impactful. Like he'd be
That's just
a tight
yeah.
end too. He'd be a tight
They
end
do
too.
that. Guess
Are we
what? Guess who?
Brock Wright, Tyler Conklin, and Sadiq in this hypothetical?
Yeah, we do have Conklin, and Brock and Sam. So
I mean, you could, yeah. All it does is you bring in more 2 tight end sets, and it just takes more snaps away from Tesla, who we've again traded a ton to go get. And there's no excuse for Tesla not to catch 50 balls, in my opinion. You have to, he has to, or else that trade was another bust. So
I cannot handle us talking about Sam Laporta like his career is over.
thinking long term though,
It's
he's
not.
got an expiring. He's on an
This
expiring deal. He hasn't.
is
He
a
hasn't given anyone an
hypothetical,
extension.
and
Yeah,
by
yeah.
it, every sign is pointing towards the Lions extending him. So I don't think that's going to happen, but it's purely hypothetical. So we can move on because
all right.
And also, in hypothetical, maybe his back isn't right, and they're concerned that he may not be able to suit up. And here you go. This is we get a guy who's a short-term and long-term replacement. But
I'm going to get my ass to Mast if Sam Laporta is the holy name, though.
Scroll up a tiny bit there, Tim. We missed Monroe Freeling. We don't want it. That's definitely not one we want to miss. Offensive tackle, Georgia. I think he only started like less than a season's worth of games in his career. Very much a project. I don't. Maybe he did start as his sophomore year, but I know he wasn't good as a sophomore. Maybe he got benched. However, this is a guy upside athleticism, like a 98 or 99th percentile athletic score for the position. He's shot up the boards over the last since this whole process, probably since the combine. I think earlier on he was maybe a fringe first round, early second round guy, and now you have Monroe Freeling as he was getting top 10 smoke for a good bit there. So there was real buzz there. Freeling is a guy, again, I think total there's a lot of upside there. It could be your bookend tackle to go with Panay for the next half decade, hopefully longer. This is a guy, a ton of upside with the athleticism, but I know that I don't think he's going to come in on day one and be a stud. I think that it's going to be a learning curve and a process for him. He's got a nice little mug there. But no, Monroe Freeling is a guy to definitely, again, keep your eyes. I think a lot of guys that are plugged in have mocked him to us, including I think Daniel Jeremiah just did it in his most recent one. There's a lot of buzz with the Lions and Monroe Freeling. So I would say if you're naming 5 guys that are the most likely to be a Lions pick tomorrow, he's one of those 5.
All right, here's my hot take. This is my hottest take of the draft. I think Freeling is the first tackle taken.
Wow.
Oh,
okay. So you did buy into the top 10 buzz. All right.
I think someone is going to fall in love with him and is going to take him based on the upside. I think the Maui Noah injury, I think people are going to get freaked out by. And I think it comes down to Freeling and Fano. And I think Freeling probably has more upside, and some team, I don't know who it's going to be, is going to fall in love with him and take him. So that's my hot take. I don't think it's going to be the Lions, but if it is, hey, let's go. Let's go, Monroe. And if he does drop too, like to 17, this is a good pick at 17 for the Lions. This is a good pick because of the upside, because of the fact that tackle we do feel like is a need, and he's good. Like that athleticism is great. We know the Lions value that, and him on the right next to his old teammate Tate Ratledge would be fun.
Yeah.
And I could totally see him being there at 17 as well.
He's a traits guy. He's not necessarily a production guy who's proven it. So again, this might be a project, and but again, any sort of investment into the offensive line, I'm not going to shake my head. I'll find my way on board with it just from a macro perspective. So JD, next guy, this is your boy.
This is my boy, Dylan Thieneman. I love this dude. I was totally just enamored with the 40-yard dash. Just this dude can fly. And I think he is a piece that the Lions defense just doesn't have. I think he can come in and be a unique chess piece that the Lions can move around. Kirby Joseph's future is in serious question, and this guy's got some serious speed and athleticism that I do believe the Lions defense is lacking. And I'd be totally fine with this at 17. I would be totally fine.
Yeah, he's based on things that I've picked up from guys like Daniel Jeremiah. Looks to be like very safe, like in the kind of the same mold as of Venga, where he's going to come in and he's going to be a good, useful player for a defense. Is he going to be an All-Pro, Hall of Fame, Gold Jacket guy? Maybe not, but I think it's again this double off the wall. Shout out Purdue, shout out Chuck Wilkinson. It's where he started his career. He transferred to Oregon, so yeah. Sign me up for Thieneman.
I'm kind of mentally preparing myself, and I have no reason. I don't have insight, obviously, or anything, but I'm kind of mentally preparing for life without Kirby Joseph. Unfortunately,
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't. It's something.
It
Just
sucks.
It hasn't felt right there for almost
it sucks.
calendar
But
year
I think
now,
this
and,
knee,
yeah.
this knee seems to just be just jacked up. So, yeah, I'd be excited about this, honestly.
And we're unsure on Branch. It's not just Kirby too, man. Branch has a torn Achilles, and Achilles is that players they can return from them, but never at the same form that they used to. It's like I'd rather have an ACL than an Achilles. There's the data there is way better. So but there's two safeties that we have question marks on our roster. So this is definitely a guy to, again, keep an eye on into tomorrow. We're right in this range on the list. So let's get back to the list. We're right here. I think he's 18, so we're right around where our pick will be.
Scott, take
big one.
Take Proctor, and then I honestly, we don't even need to talk about the next three, and then we can kind of close this out and get our mock.
That works for me. We can stop at Proctor. Yeah, I think this is a great one to cut it off at, as there's a couple of receivers right below there. But yeah, offensive tackle, Caden Proctor. Might be the biggest dude in the draft. If you scroll down a bit, Tim, I want to see those measurables. Let's find that height and weight. I want to say,
you see that belly? I just showed you the measurable right there.
Dude, what a hog!
Oh my he's a hog, God. Dude. They would get him the ball too. So what do we got there? Scroll up. 6'6", 358 on his pro day. 6'6.5". So he's an Iowa kid. Actually ended up going to Bama, and then I think he said he was going to transfer to Iowa, and then ended up like backing out of it, and then stayed at Bama. So he's from the Midwest. Just an absolute mauler, big dude. Although the tape this year wasn't great, and the SEC has a bunch of great edge rushers. There's a ton of them in this draft that are first round selections. He didn't look great, and he didn't have his best year. He was better, I think. At least flashed more upside, I think, as a freshman and a sophomore. And I think this is a guy where, in terms of smoke with the Lions, Caden Proctor is the number one name that's been out there. And I wonder if it's real smoke or fake smoke. Is it a smoke screen, or is there real fire here? If the Lions love this guy, they're gonna go get him. I don't know if Brad can let the board fall to him and just be patient and say, okay, I have a contingency plan if it doesn't go my way. Although I could see, just in terms of the Lions like to just get big dudes. They want to be big and they want to bully, and Caden Proctor is the one that fits that mold more than anyone in this draft. So I'm always happy in investment on the offensive line. He is huge. And I do wonder if the smoke between the Lions and Proctor is legit or not. What do you think, Jay? Do you see it as real?
I do. So I also just pulled something out that I had bookmarked, and it's a Nick Saban quote on Proctor. And I'm just going to read it. So this is Nick Saban talking, not Hesser. The issue with him, Proctor, is he's not a bad person. He'll do whatever you ask him to do once you get him in the building. When he's not in the building, he might get a little overweight. He might not come back in the best shape. And those are the things you have to manage with him. But I think they're manageable. He's not exactly a self-starter who will get in great shape and come to camp like you want him. But if you can get him to come to camp, once you got him there, you can get him ready to go. So I don't think that's a huge negative for the guy. To me, I think it's fake smoke. I think it's a smoke screen because of stuff like that. And also because the Lions this offseason, Holmes has been like, he did the podcast with the Lions Collective. And outside of that, it seems like he's just been like very like tight to the vest and hasn't given anything. He skipped the GM meeting a week or two ago. And I think this is fake smoke. I really do. I just can't. There's so many people that are mocking Proctor to the Lions. It almost just seems like too.
Yeah, and it's not like down.
It's too
Yeah,
perfect.
and it's not like
too
down the
perfect.
homes. It's not like a down the home stretch type of thing where it's like, okay, there's maybe a leak in the building the last 2 days or 48 hours out or whatever. Like this was like a thing from like 3 weeks ago that they're like the Lions and Kanan Proctor. He's not going to make it past 17. That information is that's like a strategic leak in a lot of cases, not always, sometimes, but I do wonder the same. I speculate the same thing. I wonder, are the Lions trying to create pressure for someone else to come up and Garrett Proctor and, obviously, again, distract from whoever they truly want? I don't know. It's a really good philosophical question. Let's go back to the list really quick. I don't know if there's anything else on Proctor you want to cover, Jay, but I think let's just scroll down the list and just.
Well, it sounds like if Proctor gets drafted by the Lions, you'll see him at a Buddy's Pizza near you. Or maybe he just goes to Iowa and pigs out.
There we go.
We'll get him to Holy Name.
I want to cover just a few more names on here. We'll just gloss over them. We don't need to go deeply into them, but guys that could drop. I would go down a bit more, get through these receivers and corners. Caleb Lomu is one, an offensive lineman. Keep your eye on him. Blake Miller, that's another one that a lot of the Lions guys, the local guys, have talked about. Offensive tackle from Clemson, as a total fit for the Lions. He's honestly, the ranking here from Brugler, everyone, this is just one person's rankings, but I think a lot of other publications have him right in the same like realm as like Caden Proctor and Monroe Freeling. So this is a guy who can play left tackle, right tackle. I think he's been a 4-year starter. I think again, that's a double off the wall is Blake Miller.
Played through injuries.
Captain.
I saw a comp to him was Taylor Decker.
I think it's the Lions falling in love with him.
Totally could see that. He just seems to be like a very solid, safe pick that can be your right tackle for the next 10 years. And he'll make a Pro Bowl or two. He's not going to be all pro, but he's going to be a very good right tackle for a long time.
Yeah, and offensive lineman, it's great to have very good to solid dudes all across the O-line. You don't want any turnstiles. And let's go one above Blake Miller there at 28 is Akeem Mesidor. I brought him up on the last podcast with cousin Mike. This is a guy, and I want to put this very simply. If you could scroll down to his production, and he's 25 years old. We know he's been on. He's from Ottawa. He's Canadian. I did not know that until right now. Look at the tackles for losses and the sack production. I mean, that's what he just did in 1 year is the same as Keldrick Falk over 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a very simple concept. And it maybe sometimes guys in the draft community, the GMs, whoever, they almost like overthink it. Just guys that get into the backfield and create havoc, I want on a football team, and I want the Lions to target those guys. I'm sick of like, oh, he sets the edge. He's a good, stout run defender. No, I just want a guy who gets after the quarterback. And Akeem Mesidor is that. And the development cycle is pretty much zero since he's already 25 years old. And think of it this way too, and this is a forward-thinking long-term. The Lions have this thing where it's draft, develop, extend. If he's entering like age 29, age 30, going into his second contract, you can probably save some money on that second contract. So just a thought, like maybe this is a guy you can have him on the rookie deal, and then he's not entering an age 26 year where he's still got 4 years of prime left. You could make an argument to save some money on that second deal.
Is he a trade down and get guy, or is he just a snag at 17?
It's hard to say. This is just a subjective ranking from Dane Brugler. I think his stock is right around the late teens, early 20s. So I think if you traded down, it wouldn't be very far, and it would be a huge risk because someone could just come up and take him.
I'll admit to be more of an emotional ball fan than a ball knower, but dude, I want an edge. I know, and I might be sipping the Mike Valenti or 97-1 Kool-Aid, but like Hutch is not effective without somebody on the other side.
He needs
Yeah.
he needs a running mate that creates the offense for something for an opposing offense to worry about. We haven't had that.
I'm gonna say, so like Hutch is effective without a running mate.
Yes.
Imagine how much more
Yeah.
effective he could
Yes.
be
Yeah.
if there was someone on that opposite side that was just consistent, and then the defense had to game plan for. Like,
Yeah.
it was like Al Quadine. I loved him last year, but that wasn't like 7.5 of his 11 sacks came in 3 games. It was just like not consistent. And if like Tim, you're 100% right. If you could get someone over there that is consistent, that is a threat, that the defense is like, oh shit, this guy's good, we got a game plan for him.
Yeah.
That opens it up for Hutch.
That's what I want. That's what I'm starring Mesidor. I'm with cousin Mike.
Let's go.
He'd be a great pick. I mean, he'd be a great pick.
That or any of these elite linemen that you guys have talked about tonight.
The way I walk away happy tomorrow night, and a lot of you will probably be listening tomorrow morning. So like tonight, I'll say on Thursday, edge or offensive tackle. Keldrick Falk is like the one, I guess, exception. I don't know if that's the type of edge I want because we keep targeting that in free agency and other places. I want a true get after the quarterback, disrupt plays in the backfield edge, not the runs. The run stuffing big. No,
you have that. You have that.
You have it. DJ Wanham.
And
Peyton Turner has that archetype as well. It's just another big body. So. Yeah, TJ Parker, edge out of Clemson. That's another guy. Didn't have a great year. He was better in 2024. This is a big one. Max, here we go for the pronunciation. Ihanachor. Yes, Ihanachor. He is the last offensive tackle that could be looked at. He didn't play football until college. Came over from, I think, Africa, somewhere in Africa. I don't know the exact country, but played basketball, learned football late. Someone who was very good, put good tape on right tackle at Arizona State, playing at in the Big 12 level. So Ihanachor.
Dude, I could totally see this also happening with because of the Borum signing. Let Borum just play for as long as he needs to play. Let Max develop, and then
Borum's on a 1-year deal. Yeah, it's like okay, then
and
you view Ihanachor as the guy for the next 6-7 years.
And then you've got 2 just massive dudes anchoring your line for however long it is. But I could see this happening. The other guy I want to highlight, if you go back to him, Malachi Lawrence, I think is a guy that is going to go a lot earlier than people think. And it's kind of similar to a Mesidor situation where he's like a little bit older. But this dude can ball. I love this guy. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. I would be shocked if he's available in the second round. I do think he's going in the first.
A lot of late chatter about Malachi Lawrence, and just a lot of buzz that he's climbing up boards and is gonna go, like you said, gonna go in the first round.
Like Tim, this would be like my ideal scenario tomorrow is you trade down like 5 slots and you draft this dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like Malachi more than Mesidor?
I like Mesidor too. I'm with Scott. I think Mesidor is gonna go earlier than where he's ranked just because of the value of the position and his production. Like, dude, like Mesidor is the Eagles are gonna draft Mesidor. Like, he's going to the Eagles. He is an Eagle. He's a Philadelphia Eagle. Congrats, Philly. You just got
Howie Roseman. Give Howie Roseman his flowers.
You did it again.
Howie Roseman.
Philly, congratulations. Akeem Mesidor.
They just have the best defensive line by bar none in the league.
All the good teams do.
It's pretty good. I mean,
They can just keep adding to it.
Pisses me off, man. I just want it.
Yeah. There's 2 more names. We don't need to even pull them up on the list that are also edge rushers. They fit that exact prototype of a speed. Cassius Howell right there. Also, shout out Zion Young. Started his career at Michigan State. Got a little bit in trouble in the tunnel incident, but he's went to Missouri and had a really good career.
Dude.
Yeah, he had a really good career. Hit the Ann Arbor, Washtenaw County prosecutor tried to
Didn't he have like a DUI or something too?
I don't remember exactly.
Hey,
I don't want
shout out,
to slander his name.
Shout out to Jimmy Holmbuer and the Pies, who did nothing to break up that fight
in the tunnel.
Yeah, we need better security from Jim.
Jimmy
Cassius Howell there from Texas A&M. He's the prototypical like undersized speed rusher that I wish the Lions would covet and target. And then if you scroll down a bit more, you'll find R. Mason Thomas, and his name is R. Like that's his name is R. Just the letter R. Same type of mold, undersized, plays fast, and he's another guy getting a ton of late buzz that he may go in round 1.
I like him.
If we traded back even like late first round, like 29, 30, and he was there, and you can accumulate a lot more draft capital at that point. I would love that too. So yeah, I think we did a good job covering the prospects. Malachi Lawrence is a guy, JD. We're in a pretty cool NFL draft pool we've been running for the last 6 years. I made a huge mistake. I got too cute. I took a guard like Keelan Rutledge from Georgia Tech, and Malachi Lawrence was still there. I should have taken Malachi Lawrence. It's a fun pool we run. Just quickly to give you the listeners some background. It's just we have 8 guys. You make 10 picks. It's a snake draft, and like the lowest average draft position out of your 10 picks, you obviously want your guys to get drafted low. Wins the pool. So it's a lot of fun. Just a winner take all, and just it allows you to learn about the prospects, do some digging, do some research, and then you have guys you're like rooting for on draft night. It's a ton of fun. We love to do it. So I think our next step is now firing up a mock draft, a live.
Let's go.
Live mock. How do we want to do this? So I know do we want to do Lions only, or do we want to do a full first round mock where we just like alternate picks?
No, I think we go Lions only.
Sure.
We're closing in on 60 minutes here. We just did a pretty good deep dive, I think, on a lot of prospects. So
yeah, I think we did a great job. Yeah, summarizing a lot of the guys that are going to be there.
Let's go Lions. Let's go Lions mock, and
all right, let's rip. I had to go rip the piss.
While Tim pulls it up, I think for this exercise, Scott, I think it would be in our best interest to draft as if we were Brad Holmes.
Click 7 rounds there, Tim. There you go. And then I would do fast. It would go, yeah. And then do the consensus big board rankings. So draft as we think Brad will draft JD.
I think let's draft as if we think.
Put our Holmes hats on. Put our Melvin hats on.
Put our Holmes hats on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this goes fast.
All right. So
all right.
Wait, we got an offer. We got a trade.
We got 2 trade offers, one from the Texans.
Holy crap, man.
I mean, I would accept that in an instant, but we know Holmes that's not really his style of trade.
All right,
we got to hide and see who is on the board.
That's what I was going to say. So let's go through real quick. So we got Mendoza, Bailey, Reese, Love, Styles, Downs. Okay, this is realistic.
All our guys are still there.
I can see that. Bain goes 8. Tate goes 9. Mahomes gets a weapon. Fano to the Panthers. That's a good deal. That's a good pick.
Delane, McCoy.
Delane to the Dolphins. McCoy to the Cowboys.
Thieneman.
My boy Thieneman to the Rams.
Maui Noah, Jordan Tyson. That makes sense. Okay, and who's the last pick before us?
Our Penn State lineman's here.
Denzel Boston. There is some buzz that Denzel Boston is going to go higher than people think. So, all right, we had a bunch of receivers go, which is kind of nice. That gives us pretty much a full assortment of offensive tackles, some edge rushers. Yeah, we've got all the guys we just highlighted.
All our guys are here.
Monroe Freeling's available. Venga, the guard out of Penn State's available. Keldrick Falk. Caden Proctor, Akeem Mesidor. Okay, I have a question for you, JD.
Yeah.
So let's play the hypothetical that the Caden Proctor was a smokescreen. Why was it a smokescreen? Was it a smokescreen because they're coveting an different offensive tackle, or was it that they want a run of offensive tackles to go because they're targeting a different position?
It's such a good question, and I mean, I don't know. These are like the fun games that I think GMs play leading up to the draft, but
So let's operate
May-
under that Proctor's off the board. The Lions do not want him. That was a smokescreen, so we can eliminate him right now.
maybe it is they wanted a run of O linemen to take someone else, take a different position,
Mhm.
but we have the top two O linemen are already taken, Maui Noah and Fano.
Yep.
Dude, if Vanga is there, it's so hard for me to not take him. Like,
Yeah.
to me, that's the one guy that I think if he's there, you are running that slip up to Goodell and you are getting it into him as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so into getting this O-line fixed.
Sure.
And the thought of him and Panay next
So,
to each other is
where does that lead you though on the current left guard battle is between Christian Mahogany, Miles Frazier. They signed your boy Ben Barch.
yeah.
So we have, and then we have Juice Scruggs. I know you kind of look at him more as the backup center right now, but you have all of a sudden, you've kind of, I mean, obviously Venga is going to be your guy, but then it's like you have this depth, which could come to favor in terms of a trade. Maybe there's a team that says, hey, we like the tape that Mahogany put out. We value him. We'll give you a 4th or 5th round pick for him. That's an interesting thought. It does create a bit of a logjam in terms of, it's again never a bad thing to have depth on the offensive line. Guys get hurt. Guys are ineffective. You never know. Again, from a philosophical standpoint, investing in the O-line, I will never ever be mad about. So,
Mr. Melvin, your time's running up.
our time is running out. It's a shorter
You have
clock this year.
two trade
guys.
offers from Houston and San Francisco, Mr. Melvin.
He's not trading down. I mean, if I had it my way, it would be great. But we're
not trading down.
Our Melvin hats are on.
I'd say. I mean, we're probably between Vanga and your boy
Mesidor. If it was me, I'm taking Mesidor because I still think the glaring need is that edge. And
should we do a coin flip?
Let's flip the coin.
Tim, you are going to make the pick.
All right. Well, no, I'm going to do a coin flip.
No.
All right.
Make the pick.
No, it's
all right.
Yes. From the heart.
You know what? From my chest as the tiebreaker, I've heard both compelling cases. You know what? I think Mesidor is an exciting pick. It's the flash. But I think Brad, Mr. Melvin, will go and take Ione.
Let's go.
All right. So we took Vanga, one of the consensus sure things in this draft. All right, this is where maybe some trades could happen. So we've got
we could probably up if anything, but let's decline that. I want more picks on because I don't want a 2027 pick.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Just press reject.
Screw you, Miami.
Also, let's click out of that ad in the bottom right. It's bothering me. Sorry, my OCD is triggered. You gotta hit that.
All right.
Okay.
Look who is there.
Malachi, and we didn't
hit
the
smash it.
10.
Run the pick to the podium. If Malachi Lawrence falls, also shout out Jeremy Bernard, former MSU Spartan as well, transferred to Washington, then Bama. I think he'll be a solid pro. But yeah, if Malachi Lawrence is there, let's do a quick little scroll, see who else is around on these rankings. But
I like Keontae Scott a lot.
Yeah.
Anthony Hill is interesting. I mean, there's a sneaky need
at
linebacker.
Sneaky lead at line. Need
I
at
love
linebacker.
this name, Jennings Dunker.
Oh, dude, you got to look him up. Redhead mullet out of Iowa. He's an absolute dude. Yeah, he's worth like pulling up on screen just.
Should I
pull him up for a second? Pull up Jennings Dunker. You got to. It's the boys. The boys are gonna love Jennings Dunker. This guy is just like all vibe. He's first team.
Wow.
Vibes. Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah. He's impressive. He's an impressive young man.
Hold on. This is a quick.
It's worth the share. It's worth the share.
Jennings Dunker.
What a name and what all around.
Jennings here. Wow. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's get back to the draft.
Were you able to share? We didn't get to share. We didn't get to see Jennings Dunker. It's just a
You
surprise
didn't?
to our YouTube viewer.
Oh.
I didn't see it. There we go. Look at this
Dude.
guy.
Yeah.
What? He is a like out of a. This is like a movie character. This is. A
I mean,
TV
hey, if the Lions don't, if we want Mesidor at 17,
sure. Take
no
the guard.
joke, this is an option at 50.
If you went, yeah, if you did the opposite where you went Mesidor for round 1 and then wanted to take an offensive lineman wherever round 2.
Look at the glow up. He went
Yeah.
from he went from Weiss to the Hound.
Shout out Weiss.
Well, shout out Weiss.
We're gonna
dude,
get to Weiss in a second.
Yeah,
This guy's awesome.
Let's rip it back to the draft and just again run. If Malachi Lawrence somehow fell to pick 50, that's it. You just run that pick to the podium.
Let's
and
not
don't
forget two guys, like, good players fall. Brian Branch fell to 45 or whatever it was. Like,
yep.
Good players fall for whatever reason.
You have no idea. There's so much unknown. There's so much unknown in the
dude. Lee Hunter is perks my interest too. That Texas Tech D line was pretty awesome this year.
Sneaky need at interior. Sneaky need.
Melvin's taking Malachi.
Yes, we are.
Take him. Take
Yes,
Malachi. So now,
right.
so we just picked 50, and now, barring any trade ups, which are well within play, we do not pick again until 118, which is the 4th round.
Which day will that be? Will that be?
I want to. This will be Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, I want to remind you guys. We traded, and I've brought this up multiple times. We've traded 2 third-round picks, not 1, but 2, to move up for Isaac Tesla last year in the 3rd round, who on the consensus boards was the 168th rated player. He was drafted at 70 overall. That was not letting the board come to you. That was just a bad move.
Thank you.
We should have 2
reminding us yet again about.
We should have 2 third-round picks in this draft right now. If you just sit back and wait and take Tesla at pick 102, whatever. It was a terrible move. I don't know how many more times I have to say terrible. It was awful.
If they want to get back into the 3rd round, they will figure out a way
All right.
to make that happen.
Tim, you're on special teams. Filter.
I know. I think we got to think about a kicker here.
We got Bates. Baby.
We got Jake Bates. We got
and Foxy.
All right.
Let's
so
just really look. Yeah. Let's really just kind of think about positions at this point. I think tight end is the tight end spot. Yeah.
This could be a running back spot.
D tackle, I think, makes sense. You lost Roy Lopez and DJ Reader and didn't bring anyone in. Like you can't rely on Levi. I love Caleb Proctor from Southeast Louisiana. I know, like, Scott, what are you blowing smoke? How do you know anything about Southeast Louisiana? There's something about Caleb Proctor that flashed. JD, you shared a tweet with me about Caleb Proctor. I don't know if you remember this. I don't remember exactly what it was.
I think he's the pick. I think he is the pick.
Let's rip it. Caleb Proctor from Southeast Louisiana.
Is he Kalen Proctor's cousin?
Very well could be. But in the days of NIL and transfer portal, you don't see many small school guys anymore. They all get, poached and taken to the higher levels. You don't see it. So
Mr.
All right, we got a 4th round D tackle that we're gonna expect to
in
make
the rotation. He'll be in the rotation for sure. Okay. I have a funny tweet that I want to read about Eli Raridon, the tight end.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
I kind of want him to be the pick. So Eli Raridon, this is a really funny tweet that I found. This was like last week. I was doing a mock draft. I'm just going to read it out. Every single Eli Raridon write-up goes like this. Quote unquote, dude is a kick-ass blocker and was a major key to Notre Dame's ground game. He catches everything thrown at him. Real deal athlete, great frame and route runner, dynamic Y tight end. And that's why he's 186 on my board. It's just like Raridon, he's a stud. He's got bloodlines. He had his dad played at Notre Dame. I think his grandfather played at Notre Dame. I think it's a great piece, a young piece, because right now it's Tyler Conklin and Brock Wright, who are, they're old on the older side, a veteran. I think having some youth in the tight end room. We've discussed Drew Petzing likes to use multiple tight end sets. I think you have to hedge against Laporta's back being an issue. We don't know if he'll be back to 100% full strength. We can hope. JD, do you have any other names on here that I think Raridon's our guy?
I like I do like him. I think tight end makes sense. I also like Katron Allen from Penn State. Pacheco is a 1-year deal. Running backs take such a beating. I know there's been some chatter about Vaki maybe getting some more run. We'll see. That's another good little trade up for you, Scott, to get your cortisol spiked. But
there's too many trade ups to even like remember. There's just been so many I can't keep track.
There have been a few, but I think I like running back or tight end here. So I also think that tweet is funny, and I think we should go with the kid from Notre Dame.
Let's give him a shot.
Let's give him a shot.
I do see us drafting a running back. I do want to highlight about running back. This was looked at as one of the weakest running back classes, if not the weakest running back class like ever. I saw.
Ivor pick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, take it.
Go down. Michael Taffy, Texas.
Yeah.
Safety.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This guy he's like.
You just need to get a white safety, don't you, JD?
It's either him or Thieneman.
He's such a lion. Like, he is such a just look at that. Career is a testament to the perseverance.
Love it.
He's on the grit. Is he on the grits? He's pretty high up on the grit scale.
He is high on the grit scale.
Andy's from Austin, Texas. He and Dan would get along. I like it.
My other guy I like here in this range, no, all jokes aside, is if you go up to him, is Fisher out of Indiana. Just like a winner, a winning player.
National champion.
He was in the middle of that defense all season, came over from James Madison. Not anything special, but just, I think, a really solid football player. Kind of like a Rodrigo type.
Oh, Rodrigo more. Okay.
Yeah, but let's go with Taffy.
Taffy, I like it.
Just speaking about linebackers, if we do, which I could totally see the Lions drafting a linebacker this weekend, they're probably going to try to find one in the mold of like a pass, like the Anzalone, who's good in pass coverage. I think that's kind of the guy, the archetype they'll try to target.
Which Fisher is not.
He's more of the run, like the run guy.
All right.
So, let's nab Taffy.
Taking his white safety, Michael Taffy.
Taffy.
Hey.
Shout out Sam Corey, white safety.
Yes. I wanted to bring up one thing on running back, Jay, is I was going to say this running back draft class, Daniel Jeremiah dropped a nugget the other day that a team told him that they only had 6 guys on their big board, which means they only view 6 total running backs as draftable, like that are 7th round grade or above, which is like alarmingly low, shockingly low. So
yeah,
it's Jeremiah Love and a lot of mid, and actually not a lot of mid, a little bit of mid and a lot of trash, like a lot of ass. So we'll be. I just said be careful for take a running back, take him like the 6th or 7th round, and just take a random one or sign one as a UDFA. I don't know. So where are we now? We end of round
5th round, last pick of the 5th round.
Last pick of the 5th. Okay.
What do you think, Scott? What do you think about Taylon Green?
The quarterback from Arkansas. Yeah, I'm totally down with this because he's huge. He has the traits. I think he's a guy you can bring in for quarterback sneaks. You can run a read option with him, which I don't know if they would actually run a read option, but literally, like if they don't ban the tush push, this is the guy you bring in on 4th and 1. He's huge. He's like 6'6",
230, 9.99 RAS.
Turnovers are a problem. We're not going to start him. It's just also it's like if lightning strike, like if you catch lightning in a bottle and this guy turns into something, like if he flashes in the preseason, God forbid Goff gets hurt and this guy comes in and just puts good tape out and somehow the coaching staff can pull something out of him. This guy has like upside through.
He can learn under Tim's guy, Teddy Bridgewater.
Exactly. I love the idea of a 4th down quarterback scrambler.
Because Goff, that's not Goff's game.
I mean, it's fun and exciting when he does it, but
this is a guy, again, he's like all traits. He's turnover prone. He's got like a lot to learn. He's definitely not like the chances of him being anything in the league is like sub 2%. but like the upside's there. I think if you're gonna take a shot at quarterback, like just shoot for the moon. Like, and this is shooting for the moon.
Tim, you good with it?
I love it.
Hit it.
I love a fourth down tush push specialist. That's a great draft.
He's huge. He's huge. Maybe he converts to tight end.
Yeah,
awesome.
that'd be fun. Oh, a local guy who I believe was up there in
tied with David Bailey for most sacks in the league.
Yeah,
or most sacks in the country.
Nadame Tucker.
Yeah, so he's like 26 years old, which again means he can come in and contribute hopefully right away. A bit undersized, but yeah, had 16 sacks last year. Played at Houston before transferring to Western. I think he was at JUCO, I believe, at Independence Community College, which was on the Last Chance U show.
Oh, yeah.
In Kansas. I think that's where he started his career. He's been in college for like 7 years.
We got to take this guy for Pat McKenzie.
Take him for the Bronco boys that we know and love. And
Casey Armel.
Casey Armel. Shout out Casey. Shout out Chris Joseph.
Pat McKenzie, Larry McKenzie, my father-in-law.
Shout out Kalamazoo. So
Larry
yeah,
McKenzie, my mother-in-law.
Damn, we got a whole flock of Broncos.
Or the in-laws,
Nadame Tucker. But we'll take an edge rusher that had 16 sacks last year. I'm very excited about that.
Guys, we've done well. If Brad does as well as you guys, I'll be happy.
We have two more. We have one more pick after this one, right? We're in the late 6th, then we have a 7th.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I have the 7th round pick, so I'm going to let either one of you guys take the 6th round one, but I do have a 7th round guy that I do want you.
We're in the 7th round.
Oh, this is the first. Okay, so we have two
first
7th rounders. Got it. Okay.
All right, Tim, scroll down a little bit because I'm going to be honest, I don't know any of these guys.
Perfect.
Actually, go up. Andre Fuller.
Okay, Toledo.
Out of Toledo.
DBU.
Yeah,
DBU.
Toledo is a new DBU. I think we should just take him.
All right.
Is he related? Do we know if he's related to the Fuller clan? There's been like 3 Fullers that have played defensive back in the league. Kyle Fuller, Kendall Fuller. Yeah,
let's take him.
All right. Last pick. I've got this one. Scroll down. I think he's probably in like the mid to late 200s here. He's a receiver, Barian Brown from LSU. You can just probably filter. Yeah, you can search.
Yeah.
Barian Brown. So he set I think he's tied the SEC record for kickoff returns for touchdown, one shy of the NCAA record all time.
Wow.
6 kick return touchdowns, track star. He's like runs a 4.3. You lost Khalif Raymond. The kick return game was trash last year. I thought Jacob Sailors was just the most unexciting person I've ever watched like run with the football in their hands. And then they had Grant Stewart out there in the preseason running kickoff. So
bring in a special teams specialist this offseason?
Greg Dortch can do it. It's just like I'm not that. Yeah. He's undersized. Yeah. Barian Brown's small too. I just think it's a guy that he's a one trick pony, but like damn, he does that one trick really well. And like if you can get some value in the return game and flip a game like that on a kick return touchdown to just such a big momentum play at this point in the draft, like just go get a guy. He's not going to contribute on offense. I don't believe. I think he's truly just like a all world return guy.
Let's take him.
All right.
Guys, that concludes the first ever Motor City Ball Knower mock draft.
Wow. Hope you all enjoyed. We got a B+. I'll take that. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's go.
All right. So we got a good grade on the first 2, which makes sense. I mean, if Lawrence is there at 50, that'd be unreal.
Yeah.
Proctor, bit of a reach probably, but we like him. We have some tape on him.
We've scouted this guy out of Southeast Louisiana.
Yeah, he shows flashes. This is a good draft. I think you get two edge rushers, one in Lawrence, who you're pretty sure of, one in Tucker, who, hey, maybe you get a James Houston-esque season out of him. That'd be amazing. You get a stud that you're gonna slot right next to Panay. You shore up that O-line, and then if any of these other guys hit, I think that's a great draft.
You know what I think we can't underestimate or lose sight of? Maybe this whole like Lions Caden Proctor smoke. They actually meant Caleb Proctor. So
Hey,
little tinfoil hat
I
conspiracy
like it.
theory there. Let's move to the mailbag. Weiss gave us
Yeah, boys.
really
I got
good-
one question in the mailbag for us from Weiss, and then we'll close it out.
What up, Weiss?
Shout out Weiss.
Shout
I
out
don't know. I
Jennings
think this
Tucker.
is yeah. I think this is Weiss's second question on the pod, and he just wants to know who are the top prospects, top guys that you would like to see the Lions trade up for if they're starting to go down, and at what point would you prefer trading back if certain guys are off the board? If we're not going to get our guys.
I would say for me, the trade up options would be Downs if he starts to slip, and then Bain if Ruben Bain starts to slip. I just don't think I think these O linemen are so the variance is very small between the top 6.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it is worth going up to get one of those guys. I think you if that's the position you want to go with, you just sit and you take the guy at 17 because I think they're all pretty similar. But Downs and Bain, I think, immediately make this defense, but better than it is today.
Yeah, all the offensive tackles have warts. Like they're similar in regards to like they're none of them are perfect. So like if there isn't some like far and away top blue chip guy at offensive tackle, they're all like you can kind of poke holes in their game. So it makes no sense, like you said, to trade up for one when, again, just let the board fall to you. And if you like the guy at offensive tackle that falls to you, you take him. If not, if he's gone, then okay, go another direction. You can pivot. 100% with you on Caleb Downs. I still think it's just prospect fatigue. I think he goes probably top 7, 8. I don't know if he makes it past like New Orleans. They have an affinity for Ohio State players there. Caleb Downs is the answer. If he starts to slip in like the early teens, I think you go up and get him. I think it was Colton Pouncey. Maybe it was Justin Rogers. I apologize if it was neither of them, but it was someone who covers the team. Put out a tweet today that I saw. It said they wouldn't be surprised if Caleb Downs was the number 1 player on the Lions board. So that's something to just keep in mind. Ruben Bain, yes, that's the other answer as well. So like Mesidor, I think would be in the same realm as Ruben Bain if he wasn't 25, almost 26 years old. So think of it that way. Like Ruben Bain is like 4 years younger. Obviously you can kind of project more upside there. So if Ruben Bain starts to fall, same kind of deal, start around pick 12, pick 13, that's a guy I'm totally happy to go up and trade for. I think there are like legitimate reasons that you can project Ruben Bain as like a safer, higher upside, like a higher floor and a higher ceiling pick than some of these other edge rushers that are down farther on the board.
We got a second part to that question too, Tim.
At what point would you trade back if your guy? Well, you guys talked about that, right?
I mean, I trade back regardless. I think this is such a good draft to trade back in. I don't know if that's in Holmes's DNA. I mean, he did trade down the year that he took Gibbs. So let's make sure that that's out there. But
he wanted Witherspoon. He had his sight set on Devon Witherspoon. He got snatched up 1 pick before, and then they got out of it, which it was a good trade. It worked out. Like, he moved down.
Yeah.
And
then,
but that's why I love moving down, because you can go. I'm such a proponent, just as philosophical. More darts at the board. It's such a crapshoot. More darts at the board. If you think you're such a good drafter, you want more darts at the board. So I really hope we trade down.
This draft too, just in general, again, like you have that kind of clump of receivers that is in the like 18 to 22 range on the beast, and then you have the 6 linemen that we talked about. You have a couple edge rushers. Like if there starts to become a run on, like here's what I think we need to look for if trade down becomes an option. If there starts to become a run at receiver at like 12, 13, 14, then I think that trade down could be an option because I just don't see us taking a receiver.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of buzz in this draft about positional value, kind of throw it out the window because again, there's not a ton of blue chip prospects. So it's like you could see Jeremiah Love going top 5. You could see Sonny Styles, an off-ball linebacker, going top 5. I think it's a weird draft because again, it's not very top heavy. Like there's not a lot of like elite depth at the top, and that's what scares me. That Holmes only identifies maybe 12 guys that he sees as like true first rounds, and he starts if that list starts to really thin out, and it's like pick 12, and there's only 1 or 2 of those guys left, he's gonna move up and go get them. So just like be ready for that, and I'm prepared for that because if the first round grades are as few and far between as all of the guys that cover the sport, and I believe there's no reason not to believe them. They're very plugged in. Daniel Jeremiah, Peter Schrager. The first round grades just aren't that plentiful. It's like there's 32 first round picks that need to be made, and there's not 32 like caliber first round great guys. So we'll see. It
does sound like overall though, like this, like tomorrow could be pretty wild with.
It's going to be wild.
Movement.
A lot of trades.
Do you think, Scott? Do you think we see a AJ Brown-esque trade, like that type of player? You know, he got traded a few years ago on draft night, I think, for like the 18th pick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that maybe happening?
I do, and it's hard to identify who those players will be. I guess you can look at guys that are. You can look at guys that are entering a final year of a contract, but then you can see you see guys like Jalen Waddle get traded. This was obviously before the draft this offseason. I keep bringing up Daniel Jeremiah. Listened to a good podcast today, him and Greg Rosenthal. Greg Rosenthal asked that direct question. He says, "Hey, have you been hearing anything about veterans, current players getting moved?" And Daniel Jeremiah said, "Oh yeah, we'll talk. I can't repeat here. I can't say it here. We'll talk offline after the show." Which is kind of an annoying answer. It's like, come on, man. Just like if you're on the podcast, just say it. But so yeah, I guess Greg Rosenthal is privy to that information offline. But based on his response, he says
not do on Motor City Ball.
No, if we have info,
we share everything.
We're bringing it to MCBK. So yes, I do see. Based on everything I'm hearing, there's going to be a lot of trades, a lot of movement. I think that includes veteran players too. So that'd be crazy if the Lions got involved in that. Maybe trade away someone that's currently on the team or trade for a veteran. You know, we did that with DeAndre Swift on draft night 3 years ago. So it's not something that we haven't done before. We'll see.
Who on the roster right now do you think could be a candidate to trade?
It's a good question. The name that would, it doesn't make any sense though, because the only way I would want to do it would be if you're getting another veteran in that. It would be, I was going to say maybe Aleem McNeil, if you're looking at him as like he's not going to be the same level of player that he used to be, and you just have like the long-term projection on him is like, okay, we sunk money into this contract that he's not going to be this. We don't see him as the same player post ACL. We want to move off of him and find a team that covets him. But I don't see them doing that. That would be the one name I could see. It's like, but again, you didn't bring back Roy Lopez. You're letting DJ Reader go.
Yeah,
it's such a thin depth chart.
Yeah.
And it's a very weak defensive tackle draft class. So it can't you're not going to get someone to come in and I don't know. I honestly don't like. Maybe crazy name could be Terrion Arnold, but I think with his legal situation, I don't think other teams are going to bite on that right now. But DJ Reed, I don't know. Trade DJ Reed, and then you go get Jermod McCoy from Tennessee.
Trading DJ would be tough with that. I mean, he's got a pretty fat deal and a couple years still on it. I figured that might be tough.
I saw something that we're able to get out of it after this year for not too much of a hit, but it was only a 3-year deal. We'll see. But all
Oh
Boys,
yeah,
this is our
seriously.
we're 1 year through a 3-year deal, but we're here. This is our longest episode by far. We're at 90 minutes. Are there any closing remarks, any last things that we want to get off our chest?
Man, that was a lot of fun. I've
A lot
enjoyed
of fun.
and I think the listeners are going to enjoy going into their draft weekend with this.
The listeners, if whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I do recommend this one on YouTube just because we did have a lot of visuals going through the beast and also doing the live mock draft and then showing you Jennings Dunker as well. That's one thing I think this is going to be a really good YouTube episode to watch visually. And then I want to give one last shout out. Then I'll leave the floor to you two. But shout out Rally House. I just got more merch. Another big haul there. I got a Tiger shirt, a Lion shirt, and a Piston shirt. I really should have been wearing the Piston shirt tonight, but I'm saving that one for a game that I'll actually watch in this playoff run. So
Rally House. Let's
Rally House. Yeah, I was gonna say this is a plug for our first potential sponsor. I think Rally House. I go ape shit at Rally House, man. I go and I can't get out of that store without spending like $150 every time.
Rally House is dope. We love
so
Rally
good.
House.
So good.
That's a good looking shirt.
Thanks, man. I love that old script. I love this old script
Yeah.
right now.
We might have to do a little MCBK Rally House field trip. I think my closing thoughts are tomorrow could get weird. Tomorrow could get real weird. I think on paper it's tackle or edge for the Lions. That makes the most sense. But we've had years where we've had needs and we take a running back and a linebacker and we get dunked on and they turn out to be all pros. And we have years where we take back-to-back corners and we're not sure if they're any good 2 years later. So I think it's draft night. Enjoy it. I think no matter what, we're going to have plenty to talk about after the 17th pick tomorrow, or maybe not 17. Maybe it's 12. Maybe it's 13. Who knows? But it'll be fun.
Happy draft, everybody. And
Happy draft, everyone.
Shout out Freddie McGee the third. We'd love to have you, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
Freddie McGee. Freddie McGee
Shout out
the
Freddie
third.
McGee.
Yep.
Happy draft, everybody. And everybody enjoy and be well.
Be
Take
well.
All right. Peace. MCBK out.
Go Pistons.
Go Stone.
Go Tiger. Go Tigers.
Fuck the Red Wings. All right. I ended the recording.